How about them Bulls? Um, I didn't really immediately notice it myself, guys. Because it's been so disappointing to watch this team throughout this season. If memory serves correctly, I think they started off the season 4-0, and then ever since then they've been pretty much uneven. Sometimes looking decent, but more often than not, losing to a lot of teams that it should have been beating, and looking at times horrible on offense. But lately, Chicago's been on a roll because I remember not too long ago this team was in 11th place, and the way that they looked, because I remember when they beat Golden State, they were 31-30, and then inexplicably they went something like 1-6 or something like that. And I'm like, okay, well, this is just them, But all of a sudden now, we were the 8th spot. We were the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference, and then today we beat the New Orleans Pelicans. And now we're just one game below 500. And we're sitting 7th spot. And the way that the Eastern Conference is, in my opinion, outside of Cleveland and Washington, every other team can beat any other team. That's just me. The teams are interchangeable after that. Even with Boston, I think Boston's a beatable team. So, in my opinion, if I were the Bulls, I would like to get somewhere between the 3rd and 6th seed. I think that's the best bet, because if you're the 8th seed or the 7th seed, you're not really going to beat that opponent. Well, possibly you could beat Boston, but I just think it's best if you're, well, Boston's kind of playing well too, but I just think you have a better shot at Boston than you would Washington, despite where Washington seeds. But this is still a stunning turnaround by the Chicago Bulls, and I have to say it because it's just the obvious thing to say it. It's just because of D. Wade's injury. Were we a better team without D. Wade? Was there some other issues going on with this team that we aren't aware of? I don't know. But one thing I do know that happens sometimes is when you have a player like a Dwayne Wade, who has for so long been the face of a franchise, he may not be aware of when to cut the superstar attitude off or on. I've never heard anything about Wade being a prima donna. I could be wrong about that, but you never know what could be going on. I do know that lately Jimmy Butler's been playing well. Other players on that team have been playing well. Even Rajon Rondo's been playing better as of late. I think he had close to a triple-double tonight. So the Chicago Bulls are looking indeed better. I think it's more likely now, after this season, that they may keep a guy like Rajon Rondo. Maybe. I think it's likely now that they're not going to deal off a guy like Jimmy Butler. I do think it's more likely that Wade will go somewhere else. I think Wade might ultimately go to a team like Cleveland. I think he's a better fit there than, say, some team like Golden State or something like that. I don't think he's a good fit there. But tell me what you guys think about what's going to happen after this season, and how far do you think Chicago can go? Can they keep this up? Because, they're playing really well. How far do you think this team can go to the postseason if they do go to the postseason?